Hey, is that folk music that you play there? What is that? How do you call that folk music?
I think it was Studs Terkel who asked Big Bill Brunzi, did he consider his blues music to be folk music? And Big Bill says, well, never heard no horses.
Don't hesitate. It could be your ticket to a new tomorrow.
All right. The show is Horses Sing None of It. My name is Ralph Litwin, and our guest has a very impressive bio I want to read a few highlights from.
Sure.
He came from a musical family, professional musicians, Italian family. His father, his aunt, and several relatives were professional musicians. Joined his first band, The Unknowns, at age 16 and has not stopped playing since. He plays a number of instruments in addition to keyboard instruments. He's proficient on organ, harmonica, saxophone, clarinet, and flute. While playing with bands like Truth, Zazuzaz, and the Good Rats, he opened concerts for such artists as Bruce Springsteen, The Grateful Dead, Journey, Styx, Rush, Peter Frampton, Heart, Weather Report, and the Glenn Miller Orchestra.
Glenn Miller, that was Zazuzaz.
And he's recorded on Arista, Roulette, and several independent labels. And he's created original music for and recorded regional commercials for companies such as Mercedes, ShopRite, American Airlines, and Buick. And now he's got a new recording out with 11 of his own songs celebrating. Each song celebrates a particular incident or family member, I understand?
Family member that has either passed away or came into our life. Yeah. It was basically it started with my father. It took 13 years to do this CD because I always played with groups, and so now I'm on my own doing this. And My father was, it was the first song I wrote 13 years ago, and then my mom passed away, and I wrote a song for her, and then I wrote songs for my wife, our wedding song. The first song was the wedding song, by the way, that I wrote when we got married. And from then on, it was just a matter of writing songs for my sons, my grandsons that came into my life. My aunt, who was a church organist at St. Anthony's in Patterson for 45 years, you know, and she had like a kind of a classical, you know, I would always hear her practicing like that, you know, doing things. But, and then the last song on the CD, I was debating on which would be the last song, and then my brother-in-law passed away. And I knew this was the last song. This was it, the 11 songs. So from then on, this was it. I did it in the studio, in my own studio, and put it together, programming all the drums and all the rest of the stuff so I could do it myself. And then I just took it from there. You know, now I have a CD, and I like to thank my wife and my son Casey. He did the graphics on the CD. He went to School of Visual Arts, so he did the whole CD.
We got a shot of that.
Yeah.
Frank.
Did a great job, and my wife did all the writing. I told her what to write. Well, I told her things to write, and she put it in perfect English. Growing up in Patterson, it was a little tough, you know. So she helped me along with that, and like I said, it took 13 years to do it.
That's quite a dedication to a project.
Yes.
Well, why don't you give us another number?
Sure. Okay, this one is a song I wrote for my son Casey, who did the graphics. The song is called Casey's World. And I need a little, there you go. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now, I don't know about anybody else, but I've never seen that breath controller piece of equipment.
That's what it's called. It's called a
before.
breath controller. It's been out for 15, 20 years, and not many people use it. They have to utilize it. You have to program within the keyboard a special sound that works with the breath controller. And I've been using it for years and years and years, and everybody's always been coming up, what is that? You know, what's that? An harmonica, a flute, or whatever. But I have all the sounds in here that I could use with the breath.
Uh-huh.
So you can, it feels like you still have the breath from a real instrument, even though there's still nothing like the real instrument.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does.
that's the-
It does really sound like a pan
Yes.
flute or whatever it was you were.
Yes, it's pan flute. Yes, that's it. But it has all different types. You know, we have like harmonicas and stuff. Real quick here, just to show you. Let's see. You know,
Stevie
more
Wonder like.
yeah. You know, more Toots Thielsman type of, you know, and it has flutes and. Which is nice, you know. The louder you blow into it, gives you more of a tone like the real instrument, you know. It tries to, it simulates it. Let's put it that way, you know.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
We should tell folks how they can email you in case they want to find out more information about where you're going to be playing or how to get your product.
JohnGattiMusic.com. You could always get in touch with me that way. And that's the email address, basically, and my website, so, yeah.
Cool. Well, that tells it.
Yeah.
And it's up on the screen.
Yeah, there you go.
What else would you like to play for us?
Sure. All right, let's see. This is called an iPod, by the way. I have my band here. For those people out there that are wondering what I'm touching. This is for Aunt Anna.
Cool. Must have been quite a trip opening up with bands that were opening up for these big name,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
giant crowds coming to see Bruce Springsteen.
Yes, especially Journey, Styx, Nassau Coliseum I played, and it was very exciting during it was the 80s. It was very interesting, especially meeting some of these people, you know, and especially like the Grateful Dead. They didn't want to, you know, they didn't want you to talk to them at all. You know, it just you do your thing, we do your, you know, they do their thing and we do our thing. But with Zazu Zaz, you know Zazu Zaz, Grover Kemmel played here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we did a reunion a couple years ago. We did a CD out, and live CD. That was the exciting thing for me, I have to say. That was the most exciting. You know, even though I played in front of 35,000 people, it was doing the live CD. That's the thing that I enjoyed, and it sounds wonderful. That's the thing.
Cool.
Yeah. Remember Grover Margaret and Zazu Zaz?
Oh,
That was
yeah.
back in the old days, yeah. And that was more like the music that I liked playing, the jazz and the original stuff. With Good Rats, it was more hard rock, gung, 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 you know. You know, that kind of playing. You know, playing heavy rock and roll piano. But, and before that, it was Truth. That was my first group. And that was the fun group. That started it all, you know, and we opened up a few shows for different people. But that was my first record at that time, not CD. That was in the 70s. But each group was an experience, I have to say that. You know, through the years, I was lucky that I was able to make a living doing it, you know. And I teach in Wayne. I have 40 students, you know, that I teach, so that keeps me going, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Plus I do other jobs by myself and here and there, you know. Hopefully promote the CD.
What kind of places do you find yourself being booked?
Well, restaurants, you know, easy listening. I do some standards and stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
lately I've been playing a lot of original music, and it seems to go over just as well as,
That sounds
you know,
great.
that's the thing, you know, and which is great rather than do, you know, other people's stuff. I've done that all my life, and I've been writing my whole life, so I've gotten to that point where I really enjoy doing my own music, though. That's
Great.
the thing, yeah.
Why don't you give us
Yeah.
another one then?
Sure. All right, let's see. This is going to be, what do you think? This is the last one, you think, here?
We got about 8 minutes to go.
8 minutes, huh? Let's see. Okay, well, before I do that, then, let me do a song that I wrote. Each song was a special song. It always started like my father's song. It always started, my dad. My dad. So forth and so on, okay? Now, another song on the CD is, it started with my grandson was born. His name is David Christopher. It was like David Christopher, right? This is how it went. It was David Christopher. David Christopher, you know, so that's what started it. And that's how I wrote the song from then on.
Cool.
But all the songs are mostly inspired. You know, I have to say my next CD is going to be places that I've gone to, like Paris and San Juan, Mexico, you know, the West Coast. And I wrote songs specifically for that. Even Washington, D.C., when I was at Veterans Day, my in-laws My father-in-law was World War II. And we go down there every Veterans Day. And I don't know, one year I was there, I was like, yeah, let me write a song about Washington, D.C. So as we were going through the museums and stuff, and when I came home, I started writing that, you know. Yeah, and sometimes it takes 5 minutes, sometimes it takes a couple days or so. But that's the fun thing about writing original music.
Cool.
I
Now,
mean,
you had a long piece you wanted to do to go
Yes.
out with, which I think it's about time to
okay, great.
launch into. Want to
And
thank
this
you
one's going to
for-
be on my, thank you for having me. Thank you, Ralph.
My
I really
pleasure.
appreciate it, yeah. This one's from the next CD, and it's a little more up-tempo,